as I was saying in our last session, the kingdom of God is not of this world.
Kot sem prej govoril v zadnji lekciji, Božje kraljestvo ni iz tega sveta.
The economies of man operate by fear and by greed.
Ekonomija ljudi deluje na strahu in pohlepu.
The kingdom of God, the economics of the kingdom of God operates by faith and obedience.
Ekonomija Božjega kraljestva pa deluje na poslušnosti in veri.
So when the world is in panic,
Ko je svet v paniki,
God's people are not in panic.
Božje ljudstvo ni v paniki.
In fact, sometimes the greatest opportunities are in the midst of panic.
Včasih največje priložnosti so sredi panike.
When the market, worldwide market collapsed in 2008,
Ko se je po svetu zrušil trg leta 2008,
that happened because of greed and fear.
se je to zgodilo zaradi strahu in pohlepa.
Yeah? And most of the stock market went to down below half of what it was overnight.
In delnice so čez noč za pol cene padle.
Most people's investments were cut in half or even more.
Investicija večina ljudi je šla na pol ali pa še nižje.
And when I immediately got on the phone, I started talking to my older children
In jaz sem takoj poklical svoje starejše otroke
who were, in their early 20s.
v ranih 20 letih svojega življenja.
I says, now is the time to make some additional sacrifice.
In sem rekel, zdaj je čas, da naredite nove žrtve.
Increase your investments as much as you possibly can.
Začnite zdaj ful investirati.
The whole world is selling off.
Zdaj vsi prodajajo.
Now is the time to buy.
Zdaj je čas, da ti začneš kupovati.
Some basic economics.
To je temeljna ekonomija.
Right? You buy low, cheap.
Pocen kupaš,
You sell high.
prodaš, ko je drago.
You don't want to buy high
Nočeš kupati drago
and then sell low.
in potem prodajati pocen.
The whole world is doing that.
Ampak cel svet je to delal, da je začel prodajati.
Now's the time you are able to buy stocks and buy investments at half the price.
Sem rekel, zdaj kupujte delnice in investicije za pol cene.
And in a short time, 2, 3, 4, 5 years time,
V 3 do 5 let
the
časa
market will start to return,
se bo trg dvignil nazaj,
just like it has,
tako kot je bil prej.
and those investments are going to be.
In vaše investicije bojo mnogo več vredne.
You're not going to be making 10 or 15% on your investment.
In ne boš zaslužil samo 10 do 15% na svojo
You'll be
investicijo,
making
ampak
100%,
boš zaslužil 100%.
doubling your investment.
Podvojil boš investicijo.
See? So when the world is being driven by fear and greed,
Ko svet poklekne pod strahom in pohlepom,
God's people should be operating by faith and heavenly wisdom.
mora Božje ljudstvo operirati z nebeško modrostjo in vero.
Let's go on to commandment number 8.
8. zapoved.
Thou shalt not work for knowledge. Excuse me, thou shalt work for knowledge, not money.
Delaj za znanje, ne za denar.
What exactly is money?
Kaj je denar?
Of course, in the olden days,
V starih časih
it was a bartering system. We used to trade.
se je trgovalo.
And I would raise chickens, and you would grow apples.
Jaz bi vzgajal piščance, ti vzgajaš jabolka.
And we would change and barter.
In potem se pogajava in menjava.
The economy in the world has become a little bit more sophisticated.
In ekonomija v tem svetu danes je bolj sofisticirana.
But the principle is still very simple.
Ampak načelo je še vedno zelo enostavno.
What is the value of your time?
Kaj je vrednota tvojega denarja?
And that depends upon your skills, your experience.
To pomeni odvisno od tvojih veščin, doživetij,
Your education.
izkušenj,
What's your value?
izobrazbe.
Okay.
Kakšna je tvoja vrednota?
Every person's time has a different value.
Čas vsake osebe ima drugačno vrednost.
And money is nothing more than an effective way to trade that on the market.
In denar, v bistvu, denar je samo ta medij, ki nam pomaga to menjavati na trgu.
When I entered the Air Force at 17,
Ko sem vstopil v letalstvo pri 17,
my time was worth a certain value per hour.
je moj čas bil vrednoten na določeno vsoto na uro.
And it was not very much.
In ni bilo veliko.
Okay? 30 years later,
Čez 30 let,
when I was a colonel,
ko sem bil polkovnik,
the value of my time as a colonel was a little bit more.
je pa moja vrednost že bila malo več.
Bi rekel dosti več.
V bistvu,
What was the difference?
in v čem je razlika?
Same person.
ista oseba.
My skills,
Ampak moje izkušnje,
my knowledge,
veščine,
my education,
znanje, izobrazba,
what I was able to do
kar sem bil zmožen storiti
at 17 or 18
pri 17 ali 18,
is considerably different than when
je
I was
bilo
45.
zelo drugače kot 30 let kasneje.
Why do we pay a secretary maybe minimum wage
Zakaj je mogoče tajnica na minimalni plači,
and you pay a doctor quite a bit more per hour?
doktor pa ful več bi naučil.
Agree that doctor's time is different.
Ampak, kad se strinite, da je njegov čas je drugačen.
Went to medical school.
On je šel v medicinsko šolo.
Into an internship, a practice.
Upravljal prakso, hodil okoli.
Great deal of investment.
Ogromno je mogel investirati.
And as a result, his time is
In
of
zdaj
different value.
rezultat je, da je njegov čas ima drugo vrednost.
And so what we want to do is we want to increase the value of our time.
Zato je dobro, da povečamo vrednost svojega časa.
So we don't work for knowledge. We don't work for money. We work for
Zato
knowledge.
mi ne delamo za denar, mi delamo za znanje.
Proverbs say this.
Pregovori pravijo tole.
A wise man is mightier than a strong man, and a man of knowledge than he who has strength.
Moder mož je obdaren z mogočnostjo bolj kot mogočen človek. Človek spoznanja krepi moč.
Solomon, all of his wisdom, says, get wisdom. Get it at whatever cost. Get wisdom.
Salomon rekel, karkoli stane, pridobi si modrost.
So what is more important?
Kaj je bolj pomembno?
Your paycheck
Tvoj plačilni ček
or your resume?
ali tvoj rezime, tvoj življenjepis?
Over time.
Čez čas.
So what I started to teach my children early on,
In to sem začel učiti svoje otroke že zgodaj,
as I began to understand this,
da lahko razumejo,
is that they need to seek after experience and knowledge.
da naj iščejo izkušnje in znanje.
Don't just chase paychecks.
Ne samo loviti plačilne liste.
In the short term, pay a price, pay the sacrifice,
Plačaj ceno, žrtvuj se,
so that you get the experience
da dobiš izkušnje
and the knowledge,
in znanje
you develop the relationships.
in razvijaš odnose,
That will, in the longer term, will
ki
pay off.
dolgoročno te bojo plačali.
No one is going to pay a young person coming out of school or college top dollar.
Noben ne bo ogromno zaslužil, ko pride iz šole.
Because they don't know anything.
Ker nič ne zna.
They have a degree,
Ima diplomo,
along with thousands of others.
tukaj tisoče drugih ljudi.
So what?
In kaj
What
spravi?
can you do?
Ampak kaj znaš na tržišču?
So for example, when my son was about 16 years old,
Ko je bil moj sin star 16 let
and he had an opportunity to work in a coffee shop.
in je lahko šel delati v kavarno
And he came to me and he says, can I do this?
in je rekel, a mi pustiš, da grem?
And my first thought was like most parents, school is more important.
In kot večina staršev sem tudi jaz rekel, da šola je bolj pomembna.
Then I thought about it, so okay, if it's not going to interfere with your studies,
Ampak pa sem rekel, dobro, če to ne bo motilo tvojega učenja
you can do your studies and keep
in
your
lahko
priority, right?
hodiš v šolo in imaš prioritete,
Then okay, maybe we'll see.
pol okej, lahko se meni.
And after a while, he started to come back and tell me what was happening.
In ko mi je začel razlagati, kaj se dogaja čez nekaj
He
časa,
said, I had ideas on how we can completely redesign the entire restaurant.
ko je imel ideje, kako bi lahko redizajnirali celo restauracijo
My boss was very excited about my ideas.
in kako je njegov šef bil ful navdušen njegovimi idejami,
Then he comes back a few weeks later and says, I redesigned the entire menu.
je on redizajniral cel meni
And I had new ideas on new foods and new sandwiches.
in je imel nove ideje za boljše sendviče, za drugačno hrano.
I started listening.
In pol sem ga začel poslušati.
I said, what did your boss say?
In sem rekel, kaj je tvoj šef rekel?
He said he couldn't be happier.
Je rekel, ful je zadovoljen.
He goes back a little later.
In kasneje
He
se je
says,
vrnil.
the boss has put me in charge
In rekel, šef me je naredil
of
za
all
šefa,
the hiring.
nad vsemi zaposlenimi.
And in a short period of time, he was running that restaurant.
In zelo malo je on vodil celo restauracijo.
And I thought to myself, that is
Sem si mislil,
1,000 times more valuable.
to je 1000-krat več vredno.
Whatever he's getting paid is,
Kako ga tam plačujejo,
if he gets paid nothing,
tudi če mu nič ne bi plačali,
this is worth it.
je vredno, da tam dela.
And is his school important? Is education? Yeah, okay, it has its place.
Je šola, pa izobrazba pomembna, ima svoje mesto,
But he's gaining knowledge,
ampak on dobiva znanje,
experience,
izkušnje,
leadership skills,
vodstvene sposobnosti,
relational skills.
veščine odnosov.
And I began to understand this commandment number 8.
In sem začel razumevati 8. zapoved.
You know, rich man, poor man, and he said, just talk this very crazy, man. Rich
Yeah.
man, poor man. And so I began to say, you know what, this is very important.
In sem rekel, to je ful pomembno.
And so he continued school,
In je še naprej hodil v šolo.
and he finished his degree,
In je končal izobrazbo.
and he went on then to become a chef.
In je radu šef kuhinje.
Yeah, first he finished his degree in hospitality management, to his
Končal je izobrazbo za
tourism, to Sloveniji, ne, če bi skaj
za hotelirstvo in turizem.
He finished that. We went to one of my friends who owns a chain of restaurants.
In smo šla do enega mojega prijatelja, ki je lastnik verige restauracij.
And we said, you know, what would be your counsel to my son?
In sem ga vprašal, kaj ti svetuješ mojemu sinu?
He says, I can get 1,000 people out of college with business degrees.
Je rekel, jaz 1000 ljudi dobim iz diplomo zdajle, ki vidijo s faksa.
They understand they call it the front of the restaurant, the front.
In začnejo v spredi delati v
The back of the
restauraciji.
restaurant is the chefs, the
V
cooks.
zadnji so pa te glavni kuharji.
I get 1,000 people that understand business.
Je rekel, 1000 ljudi dobim, ki razumejo posel.
I get 1,000 chefs,
Pa
cooks.
dobim 1000 kuharjev.
But it's very hard to find someone that's got experience in both.
Ampak težko je dobiti enega, ki ima pa oboje izkušnje.
So I thought to myself, this is brilliant.
Je rekel, to je pa briljantno.
And my son said, you know what, I want to go on to chef school and become a chef.
In zato je moj sin šel potem študirati če za kuharja.
It was like $35,000 for a year.
To je bilo $35,000 letno.
I didn't have $35,000.
Jaz nisem imel $35,000.
I didn't have $3,500.
Jaz nisem imel $3,500.
But I prayed about it, and I felt the Lord says, do this.
Ampak ko sem molil, mi je Bog govoril, naj to naredim.
And in the next year, that money came in, and we were able to pay the entire.
In naslednje leto sem bil, je ta denar res prišel not in sem mu lahko vse plačal.
Another example of kingdom
In
economics.
to je spet princip biblične ekonomije.
It operates by faith and obedience.
Deluje, če stopaš v veri in poslušnosti.
When we step out in faith and obedience,
Ko greš v akcijo z vero in poslušnostjo,
supernatural things will happen.
se bodo začele nadnaravne stvari dogajati.
My son got his school degree. I mean, he got his chef degree.
Moj sin je dobil diplomo
He
kuharja.
graduated #1 in the class.
Bil je številka 1 in
And
diplomiral.
right after that, not long after that, one of the professors who was hired by the oil business called him up.
In kmalu ga je en teh profesorjev, ki je bil pa zdaj zaposlen v naftni družbi, ga je poklical.
How would you like a job with me?
A bi rad delal z mano?
See, she knew him,
Ker ta gospa ga je poznala
and she saw this.
in je videla to.
And I'm not talking about some piece of paper that we make up all kinds of stupid
In to
stuff.
ni samo en kos papirja, ki si kar razmišljujemo.
I don't believe half the stuff you read on a resume.
Ker vem, da pol stvari sploh ni res, ko beremo v življenjepisih
But the
ljudi.
idea is, it shows you your experience, your
Ampak kaže
education,
tvoje doživetje, izkušnje, izobrazbo,
your accomplishments,
tvoje dosežke,
your references.
tvoje reference.
Who's going to say, I know you, I guarantee this?
Kdo bo rekel, ja, poznam to osebo, garantiran za tega človeka.
And she called him up and offered him an incredible job.
In mu je ponudila usupljivo službo.
He was making more money at 22 years old than I made when I was 42 years old.
In on je več zaslužil pri 22 letih, kot jaz pri 42.
And he's gone and just continued to be promoted
In je še naprej bil promoviran.
and is doing extremely well.
In mu gre ekstremno
We
dobro.
made lots of financial mistakes, like I was sharing earlier.
In to je ta sin, ki je prej ogromno finančnih napak naredil.
But he's learning.
Ampak se uči.
Now he's got a wife to help him,
Zdaj mu še žena pomaga.
okay? And he's on a good path.
In je dober pot.
My daughter graduated college.
Moja hči je diplomirala.
She says, I don't really want to work in the church, but I want to work helping people.
Je rekla, hočem delati znotraj cerkve, pa hočem biti nekje, kjer pomagam ljudem.
Like an NGO, a non-profit organization.
V neprofitni organizaciji.
And I had just gone back to the Pentagon, to the station at the
In
Pentagon.
ko sem se vrnil v Washington in delal v Pentagonu,
I said, well, if you're serious, I said, we're in Washington right now, and here are all of the biggest organizations in the world have a headquarters here.
in jaz sem rekel, če si resna, jaz sem zdaj tukaj obkrožen v Washingtonu, so te glavne organizacije, imajo tukaj svoj sedež.
I says, if you really take a big risk, I says, move to Washington with your husband, you just got married, I said, move to Washington and look for a job here.
In ravno se je poročila, se je rekel, če si resna, pusti vse in se preseli v Washington.
And I said, you
In
can
si najti službo tukaj.
You can stay with us for a little while till you get situated.
In dokler si ne najde svojega stanovanja, lahko živiš z nami.
And so she came and she looked around for jobs.
In je iskala službe.
And she found the company she would love to work with.
In je najdla firmo, ki je ful hotela zdelati.
United Way, which is the biggest organization of its kind in the world.
United Way, to je največja organizacija.
Dosti večja kot Rdeča križ or any of those organizations. The top, biggest one in the world.
Je največja na svetu, te panogi, dosti večja od Rdečega križa.
Hard to get in.
Težko je priti, no.
What's she going to do? 21 years old with a college degree.
21-letnica, ki ima samo en papir, eno diplomo.
I said, you don't work for a paycheck. I said, you work for
experience. Ti ne deli za plačo, deli za znanje.
And you need to go and volunteer, even if you go and work for them for free.
Sem rekel, pej tja, pa bod volonter, za ston deli.
Get the experience that you don't have.
Da dobiš izkušnje, ki jih nimaš.
Meet the people you don't know yet.
Sreči se z ljudmi, ki jih še ne poznaš.
No, and she did that. She actually got a paid position for as an intern.
In pa so ji plačali, da je na menjavi, na izmenjavi, da pripravnik je.
She was paying very, very little.
Zelo, zelo majhna
She was
plača.
very depressed, college graduate.
Je pa jaz, izobražena, pa toliko majhna plača.
Yeah, I mean,
diplomo.
I can give this the grocery store.
Več bi zaslužila v Interšparu.
Yeah, Interšparu, da plačali več kot to, ne? I said, listen, commandment number 8.
Sem rekel, 8. zapoved.
You don't work for pay.
Ne delaš za plačo.
Don't chase a paycheck.
Ne loviti plačo.
You chase this, and in due time, you will get the pay you're worth.
In čez čas boš plačana to, kolikor si vredna.
After 6 months, we went into that global financial disaster.
In 6 mesecev zatem je prišlo do te globalne ekonomske katastrofe.
And all of the interns were released.
In vsi pripravniki so izgubili službo.
She went and worked with a real estate company.
In je šla delati v nepremičninsko družbo.
She didn't really like it.
Ni ji bilo všeč.
But she didn't like her boss.
Ni ji bil všeč njen šef.
But it was a good experience.
Ampak je bilo dobra izkušnja.
Good experience.
Dobra izkušnja.
I said, you just keep working hard.
Sem rekel, trdo deli, še naprej.
Keep learning.
Še se uči.
Keep growing.
Rasti.
This will look good on your resume.
To bo dobro izgleda na tvojem življenjepisu. Dobre izkušnje.
About 6 months later,
6 mesecev kasneje,
she got a call from United Way.
United Way nazaj poklical.
And they said, we have an opening.
So rekli, imamo delovno mesto.
And we normally would advertise within the company.
Ponovadi bi naredili oglas znotraj firme.
And we don't want to do that.
Ampak nočemo.
We would like you to come in for an interview on Wednesday because we would like to hire you.
Radi bi tebe intervjuirali v sredo, ko bi tebe radi zaposlili.
She got the job.
In dobila službo.
She loved it.
In bi je ljubila.
And she was paid very well.
In je bila plačana zelo dobro.
And she got a tremendous experience.
In je dobila ogromne izkušnje.
For the next few years, she worked for the international director of the United Way as a project manager.
Pol je delala kot projektni menedžer za mednarodnega direktorja United Way.
Her husband then got a job in Florida.
In njen mož je dobil službo na Floridi.
And so she obviously was going to go with her husband.
In seveda je šla ona z njim na
She told
Florido.
her boss.
Je rekla šefu.
And her boss says, what would you like to do?
In pol je njen šef rekel, kaj bi rada
I'd
delala?
like to continue doing something similar.
Je rekla, da nekaj podobnega.
She said, I'll make some calls.
Je rekel, bom jaz poklical na oko.
And long story short, she got a job working as the director of the American Cancer Society in Brevard County.
In pol je dobil, on zdaj tu službo direktorice ameriške družbe proti raku.
It's a very big organization.
Tudi ogromna
organizacija.
Cela svetu.
She's going to be 28 years old here next month.
In drug mesec bo stara šele 28 let.
I'm just giving you life examples of what I'm
Dajem vam
talking
življenjske primere tega, kar učim.
about. What we need to teach our children
Kaj moramo mi svoje otroke
and our
učiti?
grandchildren.
In svoje vnuke.
Commandment number 8.
8. zapoved.
Don't chase paychecks.
Ne loviti plače.
You know, this is a short-term.
To je kratkoročna korist.
Like, yeah, you'll be able to buy some food today.
Ja, danes si boš lahko nekaj kupil za jesti.
And maybe pay your bills today.
In mogoče par računov plačati.
So we need to be thinking long-term.
Ampak ti moraš računati dolgoročno.
Where do you want to be in 10, 15, 20
Kje
years?
hočeš biti čez 15, 20, 30 let?
And suddenly all these other things become very important.
In potem ti vse druge stvari ratajo bolj pomembne.
In life, it is largely who we know.
V življenju je dosti pomembno, koga
The
poznamo.
people we get to meet.
koga srečamo,
that begin to open doors.
to nam odpira vrata.
Eh? Some people complain.
In ljudje se pritožujejo.
Well, tell me about who you know.
Vse gre samo s to, koga poznaš.
It's the way it is.
Ja, tako je.
Eh? So be one of the people that are known. I said, be one of the people that are known.
Bi en teh ljudi, ki poznaš ljudi.
Eh? Don't hide.
Ne se skrivati.
And let me tell you something. When you know the most important person in the universe,
In ko ti poznaš najbolj pomembnega na celem vesolju,
okay, so you have an advantage.
imaš prednost.
His only desire is how his children will grow and prosper.
In njegova edina želja je, da njegovi otroci rastejo in prosperirajo.
And he can pull a few favors here and there to help you.
In on ti lahko pomaga poveč kakšne niti.
But remember, he's after your character.
Ampak zapomni si, on išče tvoj karakter.
He's not going to shield you from the consequences of your
On te
choices
ne
and
bo
decisions.
obvaroval pred posledicami napačnih odločitev.
Okay? And he will let us make some mistakes to learn.
On nam bo dovolil delati napake, da se naučimo.
But the important thing is that we learn.
Ampak važno je, da si se kaj naučil, ko se vedno pravi.
Because when we learn,
Ker ko se mi naučimo,
we become more valuable.
postanemo bolj vredni.
And your time is worth a
In
greater
naš
value.
čas dobi večjo vrednost.
Eh? That's the way it works.
Tako deluje.
Let's go to number 9.
Gremo v 9.
Number 9, mind your own business.
Brigi se za svoj posel.
Okay, and this maybe in English sounds a little better.
V angleščini to pomeni brigi se zase.
Yeah. Let's look at the principle.
Poglejmo si princip.
Therefore, my dear friends, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain.
Zato, moji ljubi bratje, bodite stanovitni, neomahljivi, nad vse uspešni v Gospodovem delu, ker veste, da vaš trud v Gospodu ni prazen.
Proverbs 12:11.
Pregovori 12:11.
Hard work means prosperity. Only a fool idles away his time.
Trdo delo prinaša prosperiteto, samo neumnež zapravlja čas.
Paul writes in Romans 12, not being slothful or lazy in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
Ne popuščajte v vnemi, temveč bodite goreči v duhu, služite Gospodu.
Paul goes on to say, whatever we do in word or deed, we do it unto the Lord.
In potem pa prav, karkoli delamo, v besedi ali dejanju, delamo kakor za Gospoda.
Okay, so the kingdom thinking, the kingdom
Torej,
way of thinking,
razmišljanje in načini Božjega kraljestva.
my boss is the Lord Jesus Christ.
Moj šef je Gospod Jezus Kristus.
I don't work for anyone else.
Jaz ne delam za drugega,
I work for Him.
ampak delam zanj.
Okay? Yes, I have other people in my life,
Ja, imam druge ljudi v svojem življenju,
but I don't work for them
ampak
ultimately.
v končni fazi ne delam za njih.
And this is the exact opposite thinking of the world.
Ampak v svetu je drugačno razmišljanje, glih nasprotno.
Right? The thinking of the world is I call it employee mentality, right?
V svetu imajo mentaliteto zaposlenih.
Right? Boss is the boss, I just do what I have to
Šef je šef, jaz bom naredil samo to, kar moram
do,
narediti.
and no more.
In niti malo več.
And that's not the attitude that we're taught in the kingdom.
To ni načelo Božjega kraljestva.
The kingdom teaches us, do whatever you do and do with all of your might.
Načelo kraljestva pa karkoli narediš, naredi z vso
You
močjo.
do it with excellence.
Naredi
You
odlično.
do it unto the Lord.
Naredi za Gospoda.
So you look at all of the examples given to us in Scripture.
In vse primere najdeš v Bibliji.
Joseph had an excellent spirit.
Jožef je imel odličnega
He
duha.
was betrayed by his brothers,
Njega so bratje izdali.
sold into slavery,
Prodan je bil v suženstvo.
winds up in Potiphar's house,
Končal je v
and
Potifarjevi
he
hiši.
serves the Lord all
In
of
je
his life.
služil Gospodu z vso močjo.
Potiphar was not ultimately his boss. He wasn't-
Potifar ni bil resnično njegov šef.
He wasn't working with such diligence and such excellence because Potiphar was a great
On
guy.
ni delal s takšno odličnostjo, zato ker je bil Potifar takšna faca.
He was working to the Lord.
On je delal kakor da služi Gospodu.
When Joseph ended up in prison,
Ko Jožef končal v zaporu,
he started a prison ministry.
je začel v zaporu služiti Bogu.
Even his captors were saying, "This guy is what a blessing."
Celo njegovi čuvaji so rekli, wow, ta tip je pa res blagoslovil.
He's doing nothing but helping us.
Nič drugega ne dela, razen da nam pomaga, če bomo.
Joseph wasn't working for his jailers.
Jožef ni služil svojim sozapornikom.
He was working for the Lord.
On je služil Gospodu.
You see the difference.
A vidite razliko?
Paul writes to slaves and workers in the New Testament.
Pavel piše sužnjem in delavcem v Novi
He
zavezi.
says, you are not working for your earthly
Vi
bosses.
ne delate za zemeljske šefe,
You are working for the Lord.
ampak za Gospoda.
And so the exact opposite of this employee mentality is kingdom thinking.
In totalno nasprotno razmišljanju zaposlenih in razmišljanju ljudi v Božjem kraljestvu.
We are minding our own business.
Mi se brigamo za svoj
I
posel.
might have an earthly boss,
Jaz lahko imam zemeljskega šefa,
but I'm not working for his business.
ampak ne delam za njegov posel.
I'm working for my own business.
Jaz
The
delam
king's
za svoj
business.
posel, kraljestva.
And the king will reward me one day.
Kralj me bo nekega dne nagradil.
Everything we do in this life
In vse, kar delamo v tem življenju,
is to develop the character
je, da razvijamo karakter
and the skills
in veščine,
and the knowledge
sposobnosti, znanje,
so that we can one day rule and reign with Christ.
da lahko nekega dne vladamo in kraljujemo s Kristusom.
This is nothing more than basic training for the eternal kingdom yet to come.
To ni nič drugega kot bazično treniranje za kraljestvo, ki prihaja.
So principle or commandment number 9 is we need to think correctly.
9. zakon, pravilno razmišljaj.
We realize that we're minding our own business. We're not working for someone else,
Da
we're working
veš,
for the Lord.
da se brigaš, razmišljaš o svojem poslu, kako služiti Gospodu.
You know what this was called for about 400 years? This was called the Protestant work ethic.
Pred 400 leti so temu rekli protestantska delovna etika.
And this is one of the great revelations of the Protestant Reformation.
To je bilo veliko razodetje protestantske reformacije.
This revelation swept through all of the...
In to razodetje šlo čez celo Evropo.
And then it was called Protestant work ethic.
In tem so rekli protestantska delovna etika.
For the next 400 years,
Naslednjih 400 let,
until very recently,
do nedavno,
true born-again Christians were the best workers on the earth.
So novorejeni kristjani znani kot najboljši delavci na
They
svetu.
can be trusted,
Lahko jim zaupaš,
they were full of integrity.
polni so
They were
integritete.
just like we see Joseph and Daniel in the
Tako
Old
kot
Testament.
vidimo Jožefa in Daniela v svojem času.
Wherever you put them, they prosper.
Kamorkoli jih daš,
Whatever
prosperirajo.
you give them, they can be trusted.
Kdorkoli jim daš za delati, jim lahko
They
zaupaš.
work hard.
Trdo delajo.
Why?
Zakaj?
Because they understood commandment number 9.
Ker razumejo 9. zapoved.
They weren't working for their earthly bosses.
Ne delajo za svoje zemeljske šefe,
They were working for the king.
ampak delajo za kralja.
And whatever they do in word or deed,
In
do it unto the
karkoli
Lord Jesus.
delaš v besedi ali dejanju, delaj kakor da služi Gospodu.
Christians are not afraid of hard work
Kristjani se ne bojijo trdega dela,
because we know that we are working for the Lord
ker vemo, da delamo za Gospoda
and He will reward us.
in On nas bo nagradil.
So commandment number 9 is very important for us.
Torej, 9. zapoved, can I just translate? Brigaj se za svoj posel, v angleščini prav, mind, se prav razmišlji o svojem poslu, se prevaža, kako razmišljaš.
Let's go on now to number 10.
10.
Thou shalt become financially literate.
Postani finančno pismen.
There's a scripture in Hosea that's often quoted.
Ozej, ki je dostkrat narobe
No, it's frequently quoted.
ki se ga dostikrat
Resnica. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
Moje ljudstvo propada, ker nima spoznanja.
So it's important that we grow in our knowledge.
Zato je važno, da rastemo v svojem znanju.
I started off coming out of my family home and I was completely financially illiterate.
Jaz sem doma začel v svoji družini in smo bili popolnoma nepismeni finančno.
I knew nothing,
Nič nisem vedel.
even the simplest things.
Tudi najbolj simple stvari.
I still remember the first time I got a checkbook,
Se spomnim, ko sem prvič dobil čekovno
got it in the
knjižico
mail, I got it from the bank,
iz banke,
took an account,
sem odprl račun
and I went to pay write my first check.
in sem napisal svoj prvi ček.
And I went to the counter,
In sem šel na šalter
and I remember how embarrassed I was
in se spomnim, koliko mi je bilo sram,
because I didn't know how to fill it out.
ker nisem vedel, kako izpolnim ček.
I had to ask the guy on the other side, could you please help me,
In
tell me how to
sem
fill out a check.
unga za šalterom vprašal, ne mi pomaga tole napisati.
I started off financially illiterate. I couldn't
Yes, sir.
read finances.
Bil čist nepismen finančno.
But I began to realize that this is important.
In sem začel se zavedati, da to je pomembno.
If I'm going to be effective in life, I
Če
need to
bom
learn.
efektivno v življenju, se moram to naučiti.
If I don't want to end up with a disaster in my marriage and family, I need to learn this.
Če nočem končati s polomom v svoji družini in svojem življenju, se moram to naučiti.
If I want to be able to lead organizations and pastor churches, I need to learn this.
Če se hočem naučiti voditi organizacije in biti pastor cerkva, pa se moram to naučiti.
And so I've been at this school now for a long time.
In zdaj sem dolg časa že v tej šoli.
And I know there's much I do not know.
In veliko še ne vem.
But I at least know how to spell finances.
Ampak vsaj vem, kako črkovati finance.
Amen? I know a little bit.
Malo vem.
And I'm always learning more.
In se vedno hočem še več naučiti.
I asked a good friend of mine that also has a passion for this.
Svojega dobrega prijatelja, ki ima strast za to temo, se ga tudi odsprašujem.
I said, how long does it take to become financially literate?
In sem rekel, koliko časa rabiš, da si finančno pismen,
So you can at least understand the concepts.
da lahko razumeš koncepte.
And he said, he thought about it.
Je malo razmišljal.
Yeah. And he said, about 10 years.
Tako je 10 let.
I said, I think he back, I said, it's about right.
In sem rekel, to pa bi držalo.
10 years of reading books,
10 let branja knjig,
going to workshops,
iti na delavnice,
and learning these things.
se učiš.
Now today we have so much more available to us.
Danes imamo pa ful stvari na razpolago.
I mean, you can go on YouTube
Greš lahko na YouTube,
and you can watch series after series by some of the top Christian financial advisors in the
lahko
world.
gledaš eno serijo za drugo od top finančnih strokovnjakov.
Never yet, oh my God, it's all available to us now. You
Vse
want to
imamo
learn.
na razpolago, samo če se hočeš učiti.
And I would encourage every child of the King that they need to become financially literate.
Vsakega božjega otroka, da postane bolj
You
pismen.
probably did not learn it at home.
Ker najbrž te doma niso učili.
You certainly didn't learn it at school.
Sigurno te v šoli niso
You
učili.
may not have learned it at church.
Mogoče se celo v cerkvi niso učili.
We're trying here. It's
Skušamo,
an attempt to begin to,
skušamo
introduce some of these important concepts
predstaviti pomembne koncepte.
and become literate, understand these things.
In da postanemo pismeni, da razumemo te stvari.
Now, we've covered a lot of things in the last little bit.
V zadnjem času smo
Today?
veliko pokrili danes.
So there's many things we haven't even touched on.
Veliko stvari se sploh nismo dotaknili.
For example, debt reduction. If you're in debt, how do you get out of debt?
Recimo, kako priti ven iz dolgov,
You need a debt reduction plan.
kako reducirati svoje dolgove, rabiš redukcijski plan dolgov.
Okay? And there's many good resources that can
In
help you
tudi
with
zato
that.
imaš veliko resursov.
Normally, it's best to pay off the simplest things that you can pay off the quickest.
Najboljše enostavne stvari, ki jih hitro lahko vrneš, najprej vrn. In pot ta denar vzameš.
And you put it on the next thing.
In ko ti je to jedel in daš na drugo stvar.
It helps you to build momentum and
In si
confidence.
zgradiš
Courage.
momentum in zaupanje.
I had a friend of mine, a neighbor, 1 year ago.
Pred enim letom sem imel enega kolega, soseda, s katerim sem govoril.
I think she's like 6,000 euros in credit card debt.
6,000 evrov je imela minusa na kreditni
1 year
kartici.
later, now she has cut that in half.
In zdaj, čez eno leto, je samo še pol toliko
And
minusa.
she was able to take one of her credit cards and cut it.
In je uspel eno kreditno kartico že odrezati.
Now, big victory.
To je velika zmaga.
And in another year, she'll be completely out of debt.
Drug let bo že ven, čisto.
And she will be well on her road to financial
In
independence.
gre lahko že na pot finančne neodvisnosti.
We haven't talked at all about insurance.
Mi smo govorili o zavarovanju.
How much do you really need?
Koliko ga res rabiš?
Generally speaking, you want to insure yourself with low-cost term insurance in your working years when you have a family.
Generalno ti hočeš imeti nizko porabo za zavarovanje v tem času, ko hodiš v službo.
If something was to happen to the
Just-
worker.
Če ti pač slučajno kaj zgodi, tatvina.
But what you want to do eventually is you want to become self-insured,
Ampak ti, če dalje bolj hočeš biti samo
so
zavarovan,
that your investments over time,
da tvoje investicije čez čas,
you're such a place where you do not need to be insured by someone else anymore.
ki je ni treba, da te kdo drug zavaruje, kakšna druga organizacija.
Okay? My first 2 children are already adults on their own.
Moja dva otroka sta že odrasla, ki sta sama
And I
zavarovana.
have things in place now where my next 2 children are completely protected and covered and my wife, should something happen to me.
In tudi zdaj te dva mlajša otroka, sta že močno zavarovani, če bi se meni pa ženi kaj zgodil, sta že priskrbljeni.
So at my age now, I don't need insurance anymore.
Tako da jaz več ne plačujem življenjskega zavarovanja za svoje, za sebe.
Because I'm already covered.
Ker sem že pokrit, jaz sem že pokrit.
I'm just giving you an example of this topic.
To je samo primer zavarovanja.
Because a lot of people don't know, understand insurance. What is it
Dosti
for?
mi sploh ne razume življenjskega
How much
zavarovanja.
do I need?
Zakaj sploh je? Koliko ga rabim?
When do I need it?
Kdaj ga rabim?
When do I not need it?
Kdaj ga ne rabim?
We've talked a little bit about planning for our children, their educations and their
Govorili smo o
marriages.
načrtovanju prihodnosti svojih otrok, njihove izobrazbe, poroke.
Planning for our own future and years in the future.
Načrtovanje veliko let naprej svoje prihodnosti.
We talked just a little bit about insurance, inheritance.
Malo smo se dotaknili vprašanj dediščine.
We want to have a strategy in place for
In
that.
dobro je, da imaš strategijo že zdaj postavljeno za
So
dediščino.
that we leave the world successfully.
Zato, da zapustimo ta svet uspešno
And we don't leave a mess behind.
in ne zapustimo zmešnjave za sabo.
These things have to be thought through.
Zato te stvari treba premisliti.
All of this is a part of financial
Vse
literacy.
to je del finančne pismenosti
And it's all important to understand.
in je zelo pomembno, da to razumemo.
Wonderful resources are available for us to help us to learn.
Imamo čudovite izvire, da se lahko učimo več.
And I would encourage you to do that.
In bi vas ohrabril, da si vzamete čas.
So let's go through the 10 commandments again.
Gremo še enkrat si 10 zapovedi.
Commandment number 1.
Prva zapoved.
Honor the Lord your God.
Spoštuj Gospoda svojega Boga.
First things first.
Prvine na prvo mesto.
Seek first the kingdom of God and everything.
Najprej iš Božje krsto. Vse ostalo boš imel.
Commandment number 2.
Druga zapoved.
You have to sow in order to reap.
Moraš sejati, če hočeš žeti.
Have a sowing plan.
Imej plan za sejanje.
That's those seeds in the Egyptian tomb will sit there for 3,000 years and will produce nothing.
Seme, ki so ga najdeli pod egipčanskim piramidam 3000 let, ni proizvedlo, dokler ga niso posejali.
Commandment number 3, we have to save in plenty in order to have in times of lack.
Zapoved številka 3, varčuj v času izobilja, da imaš dovolj v času pomanjkanja.
Work hard in the summer so you have resources in the winter.
Trdo delaj poleti, da imaš sredstva po zimi.
Commandment number 4,
Četrta zapoved.
learn to hate debt with a passion.
Strastno sovraži dolg.
Commandment number 5,
Peta zapoved.
be faithful in the little things.
Bodi zvest v malem.
Start with the little things.
Začni v malem.
Commandment number 6,
Šesta zapoved.
failing to plan is planning to lack.
Nenačrtovanje je načrtovanje neuspeha.
Develop your planning skills and budgeting skills.
Razvij sposobnosti načrtovanja in vodenja proračuna.
Number 7,
7.
be consistent over time.
Bodi dosleden ves čas.
Kingdom principles, the principles of kingdom economics are not get-rich-quick plans.
Načela Božje ekonomije niso hitro obogateti.
God says, I want you to little by little
Bog
accumulate.
hoče, da zbiraš pomalo in pomalo.
And don't let wealth get ahead of your own character,
In naj bogatstvo ne prehiti tvojega karakterja,
because it will not last.
ker ne bo zdržalo.
Number 8,
8.
you should work for knowledge, not a paycheck.
Delaj za znanje, ne za plačo.
Number 9,
9.
you should mind your own business.
Brigaj se za svoj posel.
Realize who your true boss is.
Zavedaj se, kdo je tvoj resnični šef.
You work for the Lord, not for
Ti
man.
delaš za Gospoda, ne za človeka.
And He promises to repay.
In on ti je obljubil, da te bo plačal.
We see these beautiful examples of Joseph
In
and
te
Daniel
lepe
and all the rest.
primer vidimo o Jožefu, Danielu in ostalih.
And finally, number 10, thou shalt become financially literate,
Končen 10, postani finančno pismen,
so that we can continue to grow in our leadership potential,
da lahko še naprej rastemo v svojem potencialu vodenja
so that we can help keep the stress of our relationships and marriages,
in da lahko držimo stres stran od naših odnosov in
so we
družin,
can raise godly children
da lahko vzgajamo Božje otroke
and grandchildren
in vnuke
and see God's generational
in
blessing,
vidimo Božji generacijski blagoslov,
which is His will.
ki je njegova volja.
These are some of the laws of the
To
kingdom.
so določeni principi kraljestva,
Now
zakoni.
let's open it up if there's any questions.
In rad bi zdaj odprl čas za vaše vprašanje in komentarje.
Beno vprašanje.
Pa jaz nekaj vprašal. Ko si govoril o tistih kategorijah stroškov, ne? A pa recimo nepredvedljivi stroški, ne? Recimo, dobro, ti lahko rečeš peč.
Unplanned expenses.
Ja, unplanned expenses. Lahko planiraš, ne vem, peč, jo bom mogel zamenjati v 10 letih, ne? Zdaj, kaj pa te nepredvidene, ne? Kako bi jih to zdaj bil? A imaš posebno kategorijo, daješ na stran, nepredvideni stroški, ali predvidiš v vsaki kategoriji neko rezervo?
Ja, ne bi dal rezervo na vsako kategorijo, bi imel eno kategorijo za takšne stvari, če lahko dam. Najboljše je, vsi pravijo, če lahko daš 1 mesec, 3 mesec, najboljše je 3 mesec. Ne moreš hitro, čez noč, to tam je čas, da tako beremo, ne? But this could be in your investments as well too. If you've got investments that you can draw upon, ne? Se kaj zgodi. If not, you look at everything you're accruing in you're looking at your savings account.
Če gledaš svoj hranilni račun.
And let's say you have 2,000 euros in your savings account.
In imaš 2,000 evrov na svojem hranilnem računu.
Ne? For Christmas, for vacations.
Za božič, za počitnice.
Za avto, za zabavanje,
za ženino plač.
And you need to borrow some money, you need some money for an unplanned expenditure.
In zdaj rabaš denar za neplanirane stroške.
Borrow it from yourself.
Sposod si ga od sebe.
Don't borrow from a credit card.
Ne si ga sposoditi od kreditne kartice.
Because you can pay yourself back interest free.
Ker se boš lahko vrnil brez obresti.
But if you take on a credit card, you're going to be paying them back at 19, 20, 25%.
Kreditna kartica pa ne veš, ali bo 19, 20, ne veš koliko procentov. So you
and you pay back.
So you reassign, categorize it.
Yeah, I would put it as an unbudgeted expenditure. Let's say, 500 euros for nekaj se pokvarilo, ne, central v zimi, ne, to se treba hitro popraviti, ne, in te dajo 500 evrov račun, ne, moraš plačati, ne. Jaz bi dal kaj dobro, peč, central, sezonno, ne, 500, to je negred, ne. Pa, če pogledam noter, imam 3000 evrov, zdaj pa imam 2500, pa vidim točno, ki zdaj moram nazaj, čez čas nazaj dati.
A ste razumeli, če ste pozim centralna pokvar, imaz da bi novo kupu greš na kanadsko otoke, da zima mi. Bi škoda denarja.